Congrats, you're born in a palace, but also into a job you didn't apply for. You're not even potty trained, and people are already calling you the future of conquest. Dad's a bloodthirsty war machine. Mom thinks you're literally the child of a god. Therapy wasn't invented yet, so you just start stabbing people instead. Most kids get bedtime stories. You get told you're divine. No pressure, just live up to the king of the gods and casually rule the entire world. You don't make friends, you dominate a beast no one else could ride. Big gifted kid energy, but make it militarized and four-legged. Imagine hitting puberty and your homeschool teacher is one of the greatest minds in history. Your homework, solve ethics, while juggling javelins. You're 13 quoting Socrates, planning world domination and curing fevers. Basically a walking TED Talk with a sword and unresolved abandonment issues. Your role model is a guy who died young out of pride. Nothing like idolizing a war addict with a death wish to steer. Most teens get grounded for missing curfew. You're literally governing a kingdom, sentencing rebels to death, and still getting zits. You squash an uprising and name a city after yourself at 16. Narcissism? Nah, just standard operating procedure when your mom says you're a god. Congratulations, teen heartthrob. You break your first command as a 16-year-old, and now at 18 you're literally charging into war, while your less excited peers were busy picking crushes. So your dad gets assassinated, and you instantly go from heir to vigilante. It's like going from college freshman to mob boss in 48 hours. No biggie. Family reunions must have been awkward. Did you bring the potato salad or the poison chalice? Because apparently contesting your rule was a death sentence. You burn a town just to send a strong message. Resist me, and I'll use your city as my hottest bonfire. Teenage tantrum meets geopolitical scorched earth. You basically start a club, but instead of games, it's all about you or your ash. Clubhouse of Doom, membership mandatory. You dip your toes in the water and say, "This ocean, mine now." It's like that guy at the beach claiming the whole shoreline after one swim. You slaughter enemy forces while other commanders are still figuring out what a horse looks like. Look, they call them enemies. Conquer them. You're collecting cities like Pokemon. Gotta conquer 'em all. Next up, Persia Stones and mashup of Divine Ego. You solve a legend by basically saying, rules? Nah, this is exactly how you handle a problem. Cut right through it. Subtlety? Overrated. And that sucks. But if you don't want to suck like Alexander the Great, rewriting legends to feed your ego, breaking every rule, and dying before you finish your world tour, then like this video, subscribe, and conquer that bell. Destiny sucks when it goes to your head. You chase a king's army across a river, ruin his family, and basically say, "Hey, you'll never be my dad." Nice to see unresolved daddy issues get a military solution. You keep stealing important cities like their Pokemon cards, and yet never seem satisfied. Where's the trophy bigger than my ego? You hold a city hostage until it says, "Uncle." Literally blockade it, starve it out, and laugh later. Siege. More like tantrum with siege equipment. You're like that kid who thinks the harder he bullies others, the bigger he looks. Meanwhile, everyone asks, "Can any of us sit down yet?" You sweep into Egypt, give them a smile, and they treat you like a celebrity. Must feel nice to be worshipped like a rock star and a pharaoh rolled into one. You build a city for your own brand. Alexander Incorporated CO note. Hope they threw in your face for the brothers. You want divine validation, so you go get it. Yes, I'm literally Jupiter's Junior. Better update my business cards. You stage a Triple City Loot Fest while still making room for Alexander's World Tour. Cargo van? Nah, palace van. You torch the enemy's fancy mansion. Flip the switch, light it up, and record it under Revenge Fantasies and Standards. You live the dream, they kill the competition, and you sit on the throne, calling yourself the boss of everything. You wander into the Central Asian wilds and think, yeah, let's civilize these nomads, or at least try to conquer them. Your ego is geographically infinite. You see that river? I conquered it. Now build a city and name it after me. Any hint of rebellion? You show up and remind them. FYI, your local governance now includes a Macedonian mace. You get your Macedonian squad to bow, polarizing your fans like a cult leader launching awkward handshake rules. Political marriage or romance. Doesn't matter, it's another trophy. Congrats, you grabbed a princess. Also, more diplomatic brownie points. You trek through icy mountains where no one sane would hike, just to show you can. Ultimate influencer vibes. Wilderness? Let me top that. You take a massive cannon of resistance and say, you call yourself a king? Here's a Macedonian-sized lesson. You name cities after victory and your dead horse. Rest in power. Horse statue, maybe? You sob over your dead horse bigger than your public displays of grief for your generals. Yeah, priorities. You get stabbed, but think shaking it off will make you look tougher. Wound. What wound? I'm on camera. Your troops physically stopped the conquest march. No more rivers, dude. That's right, even your soldiers had to say, enough, bro. You say fine and turn back. Bad taxi driver of empires, left your passengers screaming, where are we even going? You lead them through a wasteland with zero shade. Fun sand, right? Calories burned, souls roasted. You reunite with your navy like a reunion tour. Hey, remember this mess? We're back, survivors only. Marching back in, expecting a hero's welcome. But your crew's like, cool, but you still owe us water and break days. You basically host a Tinder for Conquerors event. Swipe right for princess. Swipe left, get decapitated. Continue the dynasty building sprees. 2 more wedding rings, your egos doing doubles for each marriage. You hand out loyalty tokens, $100 here, a high five there, and try to smooth tensions. Gold fixation, political brain freeze. You hold a courtroom and casually order heads to roll. Welcome to revival. Loyalty is my favorite lifestyle. You upset the old guard by saying, hey Persians too. Cue Macedonians whining, but we're the original fans. You host toga parties but add turbans. Your crew, is this a costume party or a betrayal gala? You kill your friend mid-banquet because he disrespected you. Classic, 1 beer too many, and your friend turns into a suspect. You send apology letters. Dear guys, sorry I killed your buddy. We'll send flowers. Not quite reparable. You daydream of more territory, like a kid hunting Easter eggs. Total burnout incoming. You live your best mopey widow life. General dies, friend group shrinks, cue emotional spiral. Army spends weeks burying your best bro cost, entire treasury. Mood, funeral long enough to kill the vibe entirely. You've got imperial PTSD, toss in extreme wine consumption and tribal isolation. Midlife crisis, ancient edition. You show up expecting heroes welcome, but you're too hungover to hug. The fanfare must have been quieter than your headache. You host Ethiopian envoys while slurring. Look at me, I conquered half the world, now pass the ibuprofen. You party like your fame depends on it. Food and wine go infinite, bodily non-negotiables included. You party, you puke, you burn. Nile water therapy? Nah, just more wine till throat hurts and you go mute. You go from world dominator to hospital bed potato faster than a viral TikTok challenge. Even on your deathbed, you're like, yes, make sure they keep conquering while I sleep. That's ambition or lunacy. You can't move, can't talk, but still charge an imperial throne room. Power never shuts off. You drift in and out of consciousness while your empire teeters on chaos. Lucidity. Oops. You ask what happened today. No one wants to lie. Power vacuum theory. Everyone panicking, pitchforks in pocket. Spoiler. Even time disagrees on your exit date. Ambiguity befitting your legacy. Or just bad record writers. You die childless ejection. Leaving takeover invites to your gladiators. Cue free-for-all. Goes from global alpha to silent void in 32 years. Cue the royal mic drop. Peace out. Your world ride's done. And if there's another unfortunate historical soul you'd love to see drag through the mud, drop their name in the comments. We just might roast their tragic legacy next. Meanwhile, click the video on screen to see why their life sucked just as hard, if not harder.